This is HaShulchan Yerideh Siman Lamed Zayin Sif Lamed Hey Lamed Zayin. This is Supplemental Day 244 of the HaShulchan Yomi cycle. Lamed Hey. Bua Shinimtza B'Shipule Rea. A bua which is found on the bottom of the rail. Osim Milsa. We answered him. Aim Basa Koshu. I feel gechuta sara makeable so if you don't have a flesh, even the width of a hair surrounding it. Din zeleis gemara bahag. So lochus glos. We told Korban saying Rishayim so tam nochum was there. All the Rishayim wanted to find a reason for this. Couldn't find any. But Mikomiko nevertheless came as it says according to the bag came to Kodi Bay Bahag Divrei Kabohem since we had him sorting everything he said. No Esser the Kamonim have conducted himself to Isser. Yesh Kosatan those who say the came should be Shipule since at the bottom near Kishtei Buos near Kishtei Buos it looks like it's two Buos. Here's the Gushmar sign. It's Gushmar sign I guess because there's a tip. It's by the tip and the tip itself looks like a bua, and so therefore it is looks like two Buos. Not necessarily because of the tip, evidently. But here's the Buas Bishipule Rea. All sorts of possibilities here. If you'll see the pictures here. All over the place. Down on the below, on the sides over here. See, many different possibilities. And there's here Bishipule Uma on the top. On the top left, my left, and the reason why it's near is Kishnayim, he has here down the bottom from the Mordechai. It's very strange. You don't really get it because two people see it from either side. I guess it's on the tip and on the fringe. Maybe is a better word. So if it looks like two, beats me. In any event, you can see they're all over on the fringes of the Uma and the Uma. Okay, so the you can't say this as he rejects this and that looks like two. On the contrary, he said one which looks like two. Or they put a spoon to each other. It's kshera. Based on Marasan Yesh possess what Marasan is there here. But the reason he gives because of choser. Missing. Tam kol yes kunotami, and since there's extra, it's as if it's not there. Talk about that, they're difficult to understand here. I'm not quite a kenu, but this is what he means. As long as there isn't a thread of flesh surrounding it, is that you're going to separate at this place because the pus makes it heavy. It has no fortification on which to rely. That which is said anything extra is as if it's not there. This additional bubble, as if part of the lung is missing. Meaning, just something enough, it's eventually going to get pierced. And be missing because the pus drags it down. And this piece of lung will split off. In the brackets, he says, I think I can add something to the bag, says Arukh. And this is from a shita with the two bubbles adjacent to each other in the Gemara. We already wrote two reasons. Why the Gemara passes. Either they came through a puncture, through a hole. They pressure each other, so they will cause a hole. What is the bahag right? If you have two bubbles next to each other, we look at the place that they connect between the two of them. Command the knock down as if it has a hole, and don't consider kosher. But it seems at first glance they say in the second reason they're going to pressure each other and may force a hole there. I think it has a different shot, says Arukh. Any bubble, since it happens on account of the moisture, which collects between the flesh and the meat, and it becomes ruined there. Again, I was thinking that it gets collected there. But anyway, if V'nasis Mugla becomes a pus, it's very likely that the the skin will be pierced there. I should come because of membranes. I should come kimu chazal nemas chazal or should lot discalcal that the membrane of the lung will not get ruined. It's supposed and eventually it's going to get better. Came to shave some nucha. Since it's sitting at rest, Tasha Mesha is supposed to over time it could be healed. Zeksha Chos will say Yesh Basar. That's when all around it there's flesh, Hareya of the Reya, Beria, which is healthy, Batov and good. I mean, we say Shabbos, she will say Chaskov very poor. Say the flesh around it will fortify it and heal it. Zeksha Mekifa Basa so that's when it's surrounded by flesh all around. And beside Mekifa Basar, one side it's not surrounded by flesh, so it's likely to get deteriorate further on that side. At least chaser become missing, and get punctured. Therefore, if there are two bubbles next to each other, and in the place where they connect, besides that, neither bubble has a surrounding flesh on that side. That's the bag says. We look at Makam Chibur, the place to connect the Beni Beni, come on, look at them as if it has a hole. So the place they connect, there is no circumference of flesh around each one. Therefore, it's going to get punctured. Male on the mode, so therefore, automatically, we'll derive this. When it's on the fringe, and there isn't a thread of flesh that surrounds it. It's likely to get pierced on this account. So this kind of itself, the trade with this meal, because the same reason as two bubbles that are next to each other. Where the reason is because on one side it's lacking a circumference of flesh, and therefore it's likely to get a hole. Because they say, so therefore this bua on the fringe, which is not surrounded by, and leads to the chut side of basar, is the same halacha. In brackets it says, "V'nir lish tezel kamanas haravon she'elbush yisrael tzif kodem peichas ayin sham." Okay, Ravon also holds that way. Let me tell you, many questions. What's this called? What's called the fringe, the edge. Yeshua some say tezel rak tachtis uma. Some say it's only the very bottom of the umar the una. Totally lamata, which is dangling downwards. Mitzad hashay, it's connected outside of mushrash, opposite the side which is rooted in the lung. It says, look at Pichodesh, it's our here. Yes, and some say, many chidud. It's any place that there's a pokey aspect. It's called the bottom of the lung. In any place that there's a cut out place. Bein be'unos, whether in unos or umos, we saw in the picture. Feel mala, it's on higher up. A place where the lung is clinging to the spine. Unos, opposite the cut of the lobes. It's also called shpuli. Because the lung there is sharp. So that he said finds the shipuli as a place where it gets sharper. Negative umos, but opposite umos is shama rare chava. Oh, this one this is a shot. He says opposite umos where the rare is thick, broad. No making shipuli. It's not called shipuli. Yeah, follow the minute in this respect. Dafka bebu, it's only a bubble. Of a tipul tinra, but a deposit shpuli. The shpuli itches on the fringe of the lung. Kashero. Bafkan bebu. Yes, you show even by a bull. Those who say the yeshima bull ktanami etzba goda that the bull is smaller than a thumb breadth. Kashera. It's a bach. Because he low mashu came from the old button does not say away. So chilgo ben dog. I didn't distinction large or small one. Chainikar is no distinction, but according to the minute, whatever you define as shpuli rea, there it's going to become treif, even if it's smaller than the size of a thumbnail. Okay, that is it for today.